Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Char here, bringing you guys the first episode of Marvel Rewind, the Marvel Champions Retrospective series. Now, in this episode, we're probably doing the most classic of classic matchups. We're using Spider-Man, Justice Peter Parker, just like the Precon in the original core set, versus Rhino on Expert Mode. Let's get down to the table and see how it goes. So here we are on the table. It cannot get more classic than this to start off the Marvel Champions retrospective here. Now we're not taking exactly one-to-one the deck list from the core set, but it is still a Justice deck because it's just a very thematic matchup. It's a very classic matchup, and if we're going through the series, going through all the villains, trying to beat them on Expert with thematic matchups and within the card pool available, nothing gets more classic than this. First villain of the first box. So we have Rhino 2 here. We have the Rhino set in here along with his recommended modular set, which is Bomb Scare. We're also going to throw in the standard and expert sets. We'll throw that in here along with our obligation because we are playing Spider-Man. We know Rhino 2 is going to start with the encounter card Breaking and Taken, the side scheme, and he reveals it. So I just didn't even put it in the encounter deck. I already have it set aside right here. Okay, let's keep shuffling this up, move some of the stuff that we need to see out onto the table. Keep shuffling up his encounter deck, and then we'll go ahead and throw that right here. Now we're going to shuffle up the player deck, give it a good shuffle, riffle shuffle about 10 times. That's usually what they say. Get a good, nice, random sample. It's 4, 5. But yeah, I think this matchup's going to be a lot of fun. We fought the Ultimate Rhino. If you guys didn't check that out, check it out for the Marvel Champions Fantasy Flight Games Weekly One-Shot Challenge. We fought that, so I think this one's going to be much easier in comparison, even though we're limited to cards. Oh no, Aunt May just popped out. She's like, please put me in your opening hand. But that's all right. I think it's a good amount of shuffling here. We'll go ahead and set the deck down. We're going to start on our alter ego side, Peter Parker. He has a 6 hand size and 10 health. So there we go. We'll go ahead and set that there, and I think we're just going to draw up here. Let's go ahead and put the starting threat values. Rhino's main scheme, the break-in, it pops at 7 threat per player, and we lose the game. And then break-in and take inside scheme starts at 2 scheme, and it gets an additional 1 for every player in the game. So it starts off with 2, but then it goes up by 1 because we are playing solo. Okay, and now let's just draw up our hand size and see what we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not vibing with most of this hand. We do need a way to get rid of the break-in and take inside scheme, and we know we only have 1 thwart on our hero side. So because of that, do we just mulligan do I mulligan 5, 6 here? I think I'm just going to mulligan 5. I don't want any of these. I guess a surveillance team, it could go really bad if we don't draw into it. So, no, I think we just have to mulligan 5. We have to find a 4 Justice or some other ally. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So the Nick Fury is exactly what we're looking at. Okay, this is why we aggressively mulligan. This Nick Fury is exactly what we're looking for here. It's going to help us sort out the break-in and taking because it's going to come in with 3. He's going to come in with... he's going to let us draw 3 cards, but he also has 2 thwart on him. Yeah, this is great. So let's just start it off here. We're going to use Peter Parker's Scientist ability. It's a resource. I can generate a science resource once per round. So we want to play the Nick Fury here. So we're going to go ahead and spend a double and then our Scientist ability, and then we need 1 more resource here. I think we'll just spend probably the First Aid. So we'll spend those 4 resources here to play Nick Fury. He's going to come in. His ability is going to activate his Force Response. We're going to choose 1. We're going to draw 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3. Wow, okay. So I think we'll probably just get another ally in here. I don't see why not. We did include a couple of cards with the printed mental resource in the corner just in case she milled them. But we also saw a lot of them in that opening hand. But Yeah, I don't really see why not here. We'll just go ahead and play her for 2. I'll spend this genius resource double to go ahead and play Black Cat. So force response, after I play her, we're going to discard the top 2 cards of our deck, and for each printed science resource, we can add it to our hand. Oh my goodness. This is a crazy start. You guys saw the shuffle. I mean, there's not much else I can say about that. Wow, wow, wow. I think we can get the surveillance team down and play a swinging web kick here. Or maybe we just play a swinging web kick and then keep these 2 in hand. Yeah, I mean, we might be rushing Rhino down at this rate. Wow, this is absolutely crazy. Okay, we're going to flip up here into Spider-Man. So we want to go ahead and thwart out... Breaking and Taken. I think we're going to actually have Nick Fury and Black Cat do that. So we're going to use both of them to thwart Breaking and Taken for 3. It's going to go down here. They're both going to take a consequential damage, even though Nick Fury is going to end up blocking for us here. We'll just put it on anyways. Wait, these aren't the ones I use. I am trying to rush through this. I'm not keeping focus, guys, but that's all right. Okay, and then we'll have Spider-Man just swing for 2 onto Rhino, bringing him from, what's it called? 15 down to 13 for the first damage of the game here. So now we're going to look at our hand and, do I really need it? Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? We'll spend the Great Responsibility, Surveillance. Do we keep the Enhanced Spider Sense in hand? Or do we keep the Power of Justice? I think I like the Power of Justice more. I'm going to spend these 3 resources here to go ahead and play a Swinging Web Kick. It's an aerial attack superpower. Attack, deal 8 damage to an enemy. We're going to choose Rhino here. So we're going to go ahead and swing in onto Rhino and dealing 8 damage, bringing him from 13 down to 5. And wow, we are making quick work of Rhino here for the first episode of the Marvel Rewind. And I think we'll just end our turn here with these 2 cards in our hand. We're going to draw up to our printed hand size of 5 and 2. We got a backflip here and Jessica Jones. Wow, these hands are absolutely crazy in my opinion, but that's all right. All right, so gonna go back to Rhino here. He's gonna step 1 of the villain phase. He's gonna go up by 1, going up to 1 threat. He's going to attack us. Our Spider Sense is gonna activate. It's an interrupt. When the villain initiates an attack against you, we can draw a card. So we're gonna go ahead and draw. We got a web shooter. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and block this attack with Nick Fury. He's swinging with a base of 3 plus nothing. That's going to go ahead and deal enough damage to go ahead and knock out Nick Fury here. And then we have an encounter card. Let's reveal it. Shadow of the Past. Okay. When revealed, your set aside Nemesis minion is put into play, engage with you, and reveal your set aside Nemesis side scheme. So that is definitely a way to... Rhino's like, we're not going out without a fight here. He's wanting to slow us down for sure. So we're going to go ahead and bring this in here. It's going to have 3 per player threat. And then each player places a random card from their hand face down here. I think Vulture also comes in and quick strikes us, correct? He does for 3 damage. Do we... Oh wait, I'm not sure the order that this comes in, but we'll do this when revealed here. So we're gonna place a random card from our hand here face down. Let me look at my hand real quick, try and get a lay of it. Okay, and see what gets taken afterwards. Actually, we should just roll a dice here. So we have 6 cards in hand. We'll just roll a 6-sided die. It rolled off the screen, but it was a 3. So the 3rd card here from the top, just put that underneath here. Yeah, he takes a card from our hand, and then we have to shuffle in the rest of the Nemesis set into the encounter deck. Well, they're making this pretty thematic for the first episode of the Marvel Rewind. That's kind of crazy here. But yeah, Vulture is in here, and it's definitely scary. But let's go ahead and shuffle up. Okay. And now, what did we lose? We lost, I think it was the backflip. So he's going to come in and quick strike us for 3. That's okay. We're going to go from 10 down to 7. And now it's back to us. Okay. So we know we get a backflip as soon as we thwart that out. I think we want to try and knock out Vulture here. It's just kind of tough with the cards in our hand, in my opinion. Jessica Jones is going to come and have a thwart of 2. So I think maybe we ignore the Vulture and let him scheme. That's what I'm thinking here. So we spend these 3. We get the backflip back. Do we flip down? This is tough. Yeah, I think we have to ignore the vulture for now. I think we'll just thwart. Do I need to be in hero mode for any of this? I think the answer is no. So if I want to keep the swinging web kick in my hand, then I can use the ability, but then I can't. Yeah. No, I think we just have to spend it. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and spend these 3 resources here. Go ahead and play Jessica Jones. She's going to come in. She gets +1 thwart for every side team in play. So she has 2 thwart right now. We're going to have her thwart highway robbery down to 1. She's going to take consequential damage. Then we're going to have Spider-Man go ahead and thwart it and defeat it. That's going to defeat that side team. And we're going to get our card back. The when defeated says return each face down card here to the player's hand. Do we need to flip down is the question. I think the answer is probably no. We are, threatening him pulling in advance if we flip down and instantly losing. But do we? Yeah, I don't think we can afford to do that. I mean, I could risk it, but it just seems like an unnecessary risk. So we're just going to go ahead and spend this backflip here to put down a web shooter. It's going to come in with 3 web counters on it. And then we can exhaust it and remove a web counter to generate a wild resource. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to bring it down to 2. We're going to go ahead and put Aunt May in. Alter Ego action, we can heal 4 damage from Peter Parker. And I think that's going to be the end of our turn. We'll just swing 1 damage onto Vulture here. Black Cat does not take consequential damage, so he's just going to have 1 damage on him. And we're just going to ready up here. We're going to draw back up to our printed hand size of 5. Okay, for Justice. This isn't a great hand, but if he pulls in advance, we'll be able to thwart a bit. Can also cancel a Treachery, which is probably what we're going to end up doing. The main's going to go up to 2 here. Rhino is going to attack us. Oof. Yeah, for some reason, I didn't even really think about that. I think we have to block this with Jessica Jones here. She's going to swing with a base of 3 plus nothing. Oh, also, sorry, we get to draw. I should have done that before. Okay, Avengers Mansion definitely changes his hand. But that's fine. We'll just block with Jessica Jones anyways. She is defeated. Vulture's going to attack us for 3. We'll just go ahead and take that, bringing us down to 4. And now we're going to get an encounter card. We get Sweeping Swoop. Stun your hero. If Vulture is in play, this card gains Surge. Wow, that is very bad. Okay. So we're stunned, and now it's going to Surge. Oh my goodness. Okay, so get to Peter Parker. We may flip to Alter Ego form and exhaust. I think that's actually really good for us. And then, yeah, we'll just be exhausted here. And then that is the encounter. Oh, wait, we could have canceled the Sweeping Swoop. I think it's too late now. We just got to play it out. We'll just play it out. That's fine. Okay, it's back to us here. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Aunt May. Bring us back up to 8 health here. What can we do? I think we get the Avengers Mansion down for sure. Yeah. How are we going to pay for it, though? I think we'll do a double here. We'll spend the Scientist ability and I guess the Enhanced Spider Sense. Use those 4 resources. We'll get down Avengers Mansion here. Oh, wait. And this is supposed to remove Eviction Notice from the game. Avengers Mansion is going to come in. We're going to go ahead and exhaust it to draw a card. We got another web shooter. So that is kind of crazy. I think we're just going to spend the first aid to put it in. We're going to go ahead and spend this. Put in another web shooters here. It's going to come in with 3 counters. So we have economy for days here is what it looks like. But, man, we are just not healthy. I think we really need to find a backflip here. Or we can stay down, but I really don't trust staying down. Plus, we have to, like, Fort Justice anyways. Yeah, this is it's really setting us behind here. I think we're just going to have to, I don't know. We have to find a way to remove this stun, I think. We're going to flip up into hero mode. We're going to go ahead and swing 1 on Vulture, bringing in 2 damage. And then we're going to spend this double resource here for Fort Justice. We're going to clear off the main main scheme, and then we're just gonna ready up and see what we can do. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So it looks like we'll be able to have Black Cat block for us here because Daredevil's gonna come in and be able to take out Vulture, which is kind of great for us. All right, the main scheme is gonna go up to 1. Rhino is gonna attack us. We're gonna have Black Cat definitely block this. It was a base of 3 plus 1, 4. Black Cat is defeated. Vulture is gonna swing on us. We're just gonna take that damage, bringing us down to 5 health. Also, I forgot to draw the card off of Rhino attacking us. It's another 4 justice. And now we're gonna get an encounter card here. Charge. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Okay, we definitely have to flip down because we need a plan for that. And now it is back to us. Okay, so the charge means his next attack gains overkill and he has +3 for that activation. So that's not great. Let's go ahead and start off with an Avengers Mansion here. We'll just draw a card. Okay, Spider Tracer is not bad. I'm trying to see what I want to put out here. So I think for sure we're going to swing to remove our stun because that is just going to set us back so much. We don't need these great responsibilities. We have to flip down to heal, I think. We don't need these great responsibilities. What else can we play? And let's say we spend this one and this one. And then that would play him. And then we can either use our web shooters for heroic intuition or tenacity. I think if we keep this in hand, we can actually play our whole hand because I can flip down and use the scientist resource. So I think we'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead and spend these 4 resources here to go ahead and play out Daredevil. So Daredevil's ability, when he thwarts, he deals a damage to an enemy. We're not going to have him thwart right now. We're just going to have him swing on the Vulture to knock him out. Daredevil's going to take a consequential damage here. So he has 2 health remaining. We're going to spend both of these web shooters here. We're going to bring it down to 1. This one down to 2 for a tenacity. So this is one of like the techie cards, I guess, if you could call it that in the core set. There's so few cards. We could spend a fist resource to discard it and ready my hero. So it kind of, oh wait. Before we attack with Daredevil, I forgot about that. We want to flip down first. Yeah, let's do that first. We're gonna flip down. We're gonna use the scientist ability here to generate a science resource. We're gonna go ahead and play the Spider Tracer onto Vulture, and now we're gonna have Daredevil attack him. When the attached minion is defeated, we are going to remove, it says 3 threat from a scheme. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove that from the main, and I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna ready up. Hopefully we don't see an advance here. If we do, that would be really unlucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to deck out. So we're going to get another encounter card. We have the last swinging web kick here. Okay, so we're going to get an encounter card from decking out. We're going to shuffle up our discard pile. But we do have a lot of economy going. We're in our alter ego. So I'm not feeling terrible about this. We need to find a backflip for the charge, I think, but hopefully he doesn't stack like 2 charges. Then also I would have Aunt made here to heal 4, so bring me back up to 9. Don't want to do a ton of take backs, but those ones just kind of make sense. What are we looking at in this hand? We do have a backflip in it already, so we might have to just keep that. We'll see. So the main is going to go up by 1. Then he's going to scheme for a base of 1. We have the charge covering him right now. He's going to scheme for a base of 1 plus 1. That's 2. It's going to bring it up to 3. And we have 2 encounter cards. We're really hoping not to see an advance here, but what can we do if it is? Stampede. This card gains Surge. We're going to Surge. Attached to Rhino, so he has +1 attack permanently. And now we have to spend a triple fighting to remove this. So he has a lot of attack on him right now. Exhaustion, Surge, exhaust your identity. Into false alarm, you're confused. Okay, all things considered, that wasn't that bad. Okay, but we are confused here. He has a ton of damage coming our way, and we have to find our way through that. All right, let's go ahead and start off with an Avengers Mansion here. I'm going to draw a card. It is another backflip. Okay, so we definitely need to keep one for his next attack. Then we're going to do Am Made to just heal us back up to our printed hit points, which is 10. So now we have a Scientist resource to use here. I think we have to do that to get out the Helicarrier, or maybe do we play Webbed Up? No, I don't think I really care for Webbed Up here. We'll do this, and then our Scientist ability to go ahead and play a Helicarrier down here. We just have so much economy on the board right now, it's crazy. So the Helicarrier is now out. And do we just play a Swinging Web Kick to knock him into the next phase? I'm not sure about that. I think so, because we do have this ready in case another Swinging Web Kick comes up. We have the backflips in hand. I'm just going to have Daredevil go ahead and thwart for 2 here. Or does this thwart matter? I guess, no, we should wait. We're not going to thwart just yet because we want to get that extra damage on his phase 3. We're going to flip up here into Spider-Man. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to get stunned by his phase 3 ability, but I think that's okay. We're going to use the Helicarrier to reduce this cost of Swinging Web Kick to 2. And then I guess we'll just spend these 2 resources, yeah. To go ahead and play a Swinging Web Kick and deal 8 damage to an enemy. Oh, these are in the wrong discard pile. Getting messed up here. 8 damage to an enemy, bringing him from 5 down to 0. That's going to go ahead and knock Rhino into phase 3. He comes in with Tough. And it says, when revealed, we're going to stun each hero. Now, we don't get that little loophole like we did on the Ultimate Challenge. We are in hero form here because we had to play the Spinning Web Kick. That's okay. He's going to come in with Toughness. So let's go ahead and give him that. Okay, and he comes in with 16 health. So really not that much health. You know, he is the first villain of the first box, so you can't expect too much. We have the backflip in hand. I think we're good with that. You know, our identity is not looking great, but... Oh, wait, and then we're going to, thwart for 2 off of the main, bringing this down to 1. We're going to use Daredevil's ability. It says when he thwarts, you can deal a damage to an enemy. We're going to deal damage to Rhino just to get rid of that tough status. Now it's back to us. We're going to draw back up to our printed hand size of 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we do have that other Swinging Web Kick here. We're almost definitely just going to play it. And we're going to ready everything up. Okay, so Rhino is going to add 1 threat to the main scheme for step 1 of the villain phase. He's going to attack us with a base of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage with overkill. We're going to go ahead and trigger our Spider Sense ability to draw a card. We got an enhanced Spider Sense, which is really good here. He's going to attack us. We're going to just take it. 8, 9, 10 damage here on this attack. Now, we didn't block it, we didn't do anything, so this would kill us straight up. Except we have the backflip in hand, one of the best cards against this charge. When you take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all of that damage. That's literally it. So it goes from 10 down to 0. And now we get an encounter card here. Let's go ahead and flip it over. Okay, Sandman comes in here with Toughness. Okay, the Toughness is definitely a bit annoying, but I think we can manage. Also, the charge is discarded at the end of his attack. Okay. Alright, what can we do here? I almost want to ignore Sandman, but I don't think we're in a spot that we actually can do that. So, instead, I think we just have to Swinging Web Kick Sandman. I think that might be what we have to do. I'm trying to think here. Okay, we're going to attack first and foremost to remove our stun. Because we can't play the Swinging Web Kick any other way, basically. And I do have enough. We're going to go ahead and Avengers Mansion here first and foremost. Okay, Jessica Jones makes things interesting here. Actually doesn't really change a lot. I might just keep her in hand. can swing 2 and 2, keep the swinging web kick, or no, we can just swinging web kick Rhino. I'm trying to think. So if we spend this to ready, we can have Daredevil thwart for 2. He'll break the tough, swing 2 and 2. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and spend the tenacity. Oh, we have to spend a fist resource. I didn't think about that. Do we still have enough? Okay, if we spend this fist resource here, we still have to play Jessica Jones, which would be with these. Oh yeah, I still have more than enough to do what I want to do. Okay, we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to spend a fist resource and discard this to ready Spider-Man here. This was the fist resource that we spent at the bottom of webbed up. Now what we're going to do is, since we are now ready, we need to go ahead and play Jessica Jones onto the field. We're going to spend these 3 resources here. Go ahead and play Jessica Jones. She gets +1 thwart for every side scheme in play. There are no side schemes. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to thwart the main scheme here down to 0. Daredevil's ability says after he thwarts, we're going to deal 1 damage to an enemy. We're going to deal it to Sandman and break his tough status. Daredevil is going to be defeated due to consequential damage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to swing onto Sandman to knock him out. Swing 2 damage with Spider-Man and 2 damage with Jessica Jones. It's going to knock out Sandman. Jessica Jones is going to take a consequential damage here. Now what we're going to do is, I think we're going to keep the enhanced spider sense in hand just in case we get a nasty treachery. So I think we'll just spend our resources here. So we'll spend these 2 web shooters and then the helicarrier to reduce the cost of this. We're going to reduce the cost of swinging web kick to 2 because of the helicarrier. These 2 are going to generate wild resources here. This one's going to go down to 1 and this one's going to be done. So we can go ahead and play the swinging web kick onto Rhino. Hero action attack, deal 8 damage to an enemy. So it's going to bring Rhino down from 16 to 8. And okay, I think that's all we've got. We're going to keep the enhanced spider sense in hand and just draw up here. And then the swing web kick is going to go to the discard pile. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what a hand. The first aid is going to go kind of crazy here. I mean, I might as well just keep all of these cards in hand. I mean, they're not doing a lot. We don't got any damage. Maybe some haymakers would have been the difference in this deck, but who knows. Okay, Rhino's going to do step 1 of the villain phase. It's going to go up to 1. Rhino's going to attack us for a base of 5. Do we take it? Let's take it. 5 damage here. We're going to trigger our spider sense. Oh, Black Cat is good. We're going to go from 10 down to 5 health. Then we're gonna get an encounter card. Hydra Mercenary with guard. That's a bit annoying, but that's all right. It's back to us. Okay, so we want to play Black Cat here. Let's go ahead and start with Avengers Mansion. Maybe we find the swinging web kick. No, we do find an energy though. Okay, we want to play the Black Cat just to get cards in our hand, I think. So let's go ahead and spend the helicarrier and the surveillance team for Black Cat. We're going to go ahead and mill 2, and then for add each card with a printed science resource, so the wilds don't count. Okay, so we're just getting rid of 4 Justice and the Power Justice. To be fair, we probably don't want to see those cards at this point in the game, so it works out. We're going to go have Jessica Jones swing for 2, then Black Cat swing for 1 on the Hydra Mercenary. She's going to take a consequential. Black Cat doesn't take any consequential. Then we're just going to have Spider-Man go ahead and swing for 2 onto Rhino, bringing him down to 6 health. Do I flip down is the question. I think we can. I think I'll just go ahead and spend this. Do I spend the double? Yeah, let's spend the double here. Let's go ahead and play a surveillance team. It's going to come in with 3 snoop counters. And we can exhaust it to remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to thwart the main by 1, bringing it down to 0. Do we keep the enhanced spider sense? It's not like it really matters very much. We're going to spend 1 resource here, being the enhanced spider sense for first aid. We're going to heal 2 damage from any character. Just going to heal Jessica Jones back up to full. And we're going to flip down here into Peter Parker. We're going to use the Aunt May to heal us back up to 9. And then I'll just use the Scientist ability for the first aid on ourselves again and just bring us to 10, even though we don't have to. But there's no reason to keep the card. I'm trying to draw a lot here, and we're gonna just ready everything up. Hopefully he's not pulling in advance here, and we should be good to go. Nick Fury should more than seal the game here. It probably is a very greedy flip at the end here, but let's see if we get punished for it. Rhino's going to add 1 threat to the main scheme for a base of 1 plus 0, brings it to 2. And then we're going to get an encounter card. Advance. Oh my gosh, he actually hits it. Base of 1, 2. So it goes from 2 to 4. Wow, if he had any bigger schemes there, that could have actually been scary. Like if he schemed with an expert set card, then he advanced into another expert set, we would have lost. But because he didn't do that, we have more than won this game for the first episode of the Marvel Rewind, the Marvel Champions Retrospective. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just play it out. We're going to use Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. Okay. We're going to want to, let's just buff our stats up. Why not? Let's go Power of Justice here to play Heroic Intuition. Now we have 2 Thwart. We're going to use the Scientist ability, the Helicarrier, and these 2 cards to go ahead and play Nick Fury. I'm going to use Nick Fury's ability to go ahead and draw 3 cards. Trying to find that last swinging web kick. Oh, we were able to find it, which is awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So we're just going to flip up, and we're just going to see how much overkill we can hit Rhino with here. So we're flipped up. We're going to go ahead and swing for 2, 4, 6. That's going to go ahead and knock Rhino from 6 down to 0. They're going to all take a consequential damage, and that is the game, but let's see how much more we can do in overkill. So right here we hit for 1 damage, so that's an overkill by 1. And then we're going to spend these 3 resources here to play a swinging web kick, dealing 8 damage to Rhino. It's going to bring him up from 1 overkill to 9 overkill. And then we're just going to spend, I don't know, the last web shooter to heal up Jessica Jones. She's at full health. So we did, he started at 6 health, and he ended at 9 overkill. We did 15 damage in that last turn there. And that is episode 1 of the Marvel Rewind. You know, it was a lot of fun, and we'll get and look at the deck list right after this. Alright guys, so we're back at the table, and it's really funny and weird to think about. I'm doing a deck list for a core box deck. Usually all the challenges and things that I'm doing, they're more, you know, built, you know, with basically all the card pool, and this is just really funny to me personally doing a deck profile on this, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway and show you the thought process about some of the picks. So we're on triple surveillance team, triple for justice, heroic intuition, and double of the yellow justice double resource here. You know, Spider-Man doesn't have a lot of good built-in thwarting, so those cards really help him shore up that weakness of his. One of the interesting synergies I made sure I wanted to include was Black Cat. Because of her forced response, she discards the top 2 cards every time she comes into play, and she adds the printed science resources to your hand. And because of that, I really looked in the core box on what cards I could pick. Great responsibility here as a printed science, along with triple first aid. First aids are really good in this deck. You saw I was able to keep some allies alive for a little bit. This card, I'm going to be honest, I really never planned on playing it once. It was just the fact that it had the printed science resource, so it could give me some economy back for playing the Black Cat. We're looking here at like our upgrade and supports, right? We got tenacity here. It came in clutch during the game because, you know, I was calling Rhino a bit too easy, and then he hit me with the turn 1 Shadows of the Past, which is pretty funny. But, you know, we were able to manage it. It is just Rhino, after all, the first villain of the entire game. Then we have Helicarrier, of course, classic, and then we have Avengers Mansion. I was thinking of upping the number of Helicarriers at Avengers Mansions because, honestly, a lot of these cards aren't great. I think instead of the triple great responsibility, I could have just ran, like, triple Avengers Mansion instead, and then maybe 1 extra great responsibility, now that I'm thinking about it, if we're really trying to optimize core decks here. And then we're looking at our ally package. We really don't have any options. These 2 are probably going to be in every single deck for, you know, at least a while here in this series. Jessica Jones and Daredevil are only 2 ally options for Justice, so of course they're in the deck. And this is just, you know, Peter Parker, Spider-Man's. These are just hero cards and the double resources. So here we are on the tier maker after episode 1. Now you might see that I jumped a bit in the future here. That's because I didn't record it with the initial episode of Marvel Rewind. Now here we are. How tough was Rhino really on Expert? So I'll be completely truthful here. It was a one and done playthrough. There was no retries with Rhino. I know he can get a bit scary if he hits that advance and you're flipped down. But with the knowledge I have of the game, how to play the game and things like that, he really still didn't prove much of a challenge, even with the core box cards. Now that being said, that doesn't mean he isn't always a challenge. Rhino can get a bit dicey with his charge and even pose a threat against some of the other core box heroes when you don't have like a Peter Parker backflip in your hand to save you from it. There's not a ton of allies in the core box, but even if there was, they can't save you with that charge overkill. He puts you in a tough spot. You have to flip down. He flips in advance. Obviously, there's a couple of encounter cards that have to go his way, but he's not a complete pushover, and there are some things you do have to keep track of. He does stun your hero into that phase 3. The breaking and taking, you need a bit of thwarting initially, or you're going to get double encounter cards. If you give Rhino a bit of tempo, he can get out of control. All that being said, those are some positives, those are some negatives, but if I had to come down to it, how difficult Rhino truly is with only the core box cards up until that point, I think he still has to be a D tier. He is not a complete pushover. He does pose some challenge, but I don't think it's enough to even bring him to that C tier. It may be reevaluated in the future. Actually, since he's the first villain, I think I talked myself into it. I do think a C tier is fine. He does pose a couple of challenges that, maybe some newer players or players who are new to the game, especially on expert mode, that might not be able to navigate with as much efficiency as, me who's been playing for a little bit. But I think I'll have him as this sort of like guiding point C tier villain. If this needs to be adjusted in the future, it obviously will be. Villains can move up and down. But man, this bottom of C, top of D, I'm not sure where he's going to land. I'll leave him in C tier for now, and then we'll get ready to update this next week when we go ahead and fight Claw. Thank you guys for joining me on this series. Look forward to next Tuesday for the next episode. See you on the next Marvel Rewind. Have a great one. Bye.